Tanya from Little Vintage Cottage here. Today I thought it would be fun to do a little craft tutorial for Halloween. And so I'm going to show you how to make a little Halloween decoration. And so this is made with, I had two of these reproduction vintage style Halloween cards. And I decided to cut them up and use them because one, they are reproduction, and two, I don't mail Halloween cards. I barely mail Christmas cards, so I might as well get some use out of them. So these, there was one card that had a row of these cute little kids on them, all dressed up for Halloween. So for this card, I'm using this cute little girl. She has a jack-o'-lantern and a little black cat next to her, and she's holding her little witch doll. So I'm going to use her. And I'm using some vintage crepe paper. This tiny little mold, I'm assuming it's a candy mold. I don't know. My daughter got a whole bunch of them at a yard sale, and so she gave me some. So I'm going to use one of those. My scissors, this is just a little glittery pumpkin pick. I think that it's from the dollar store. I had a whole bag of them. And some vintage seam binding ribbon. This is a piece of one of these skinny sticks. You can find these at Walmart. And some orange thread, what's left of my E6000 glue, and that's it. So, oh, and my hot glue gun, which I have plugged in and ready to go. So let me just show you how I am making these. So this little tart is going to be this little tart tin is going to be the bottom, and I'm going to use the thread spool as the middle piece. So I'm going to use my E6000 to glue those two together first. Hopefully I can get enough out of here. I really should probably be putting it on the tart tin. There we go. And then I'm just going to set that on there. And then set that aside to dry. I did, as you can see, cut out the little girl already. This is thick cardstock. If you have a vintage card or even a newer card that's not this thick, you'll probably want to back this with some cardstock just so it's a little more sturdy. So I'll cut her all out. And then I'm going to use some of this crepe paper to make this little rosette to cover up the top of this thread spool and just give you a little more surface to glue things onto. So do a piece of crepe paper about this long. And then my needle and thread. You don't need to knot your thread for this. We're just going to run a gathering stitch along the edge of the crepe paper. So a gathering stitch, if you don't know, is just big long stitches that allow you at the end you will pull both thread tails, and it just gathers it all up. You could do this on a sewing machine too if you have a sewing machine. Okay, so grab a hold of the one end and then just pull your needle off. That way you won't pull the thread all the way out. And then you're just going to tie the ends together to form a little rosette. Just go ahead and tie it. We can adjust it at the end. Okay. So then you just trim off the ends of your thread, and then you should be able to arrange it into a little rosette. Like that. And I'm going to trim this one up because I think it's going to be a little large for this. So I'm just going to trim it down a little. There we go. That's going to go right here on the top. So let's just put a little bit of hot glue up here. And put our little rosette on top. There we go. And then we're going to put our little girl down into it. So you should be able to stick this stick down through the hole in the thread spool. There it is. So I'm just going to stick it down there just to see how far it'll go. There we go. And then maybe I'll just mark it with a pencil so I know how far to glue it onto the back of the little girl. So I'll flip the girl over and I'm just going to put some glue on the stick. Like that. And then you can stick some glue down in here. And there you go. There she is on her little rosette pedestal, looking all cute. And so now for this one, I tied a little bow out of the seam binding ribbon, and I put, this was also part of the sign, or I mean part of the card, and I just cut it and put it on there. So first let's make a little bow. I already have one tied right here, so I'm just going to glue that to the front here. There we go. This Happy Halloween is a little big, and there aren't any words on this one. I thought about using that little black cat, but I think I'm going to use my stamps and stamp the words out. But first, let's put this little pumpkin on. So this little stick will just pull right out. And then you can just figure out where you want it. I'll put it behind her a little. Just so it's kind of peeking out from behind her feet. And then let me find something to stamp the sign on, and then I will be right back. Okay, I am going to use this piece of cardboard. It is from an old ribbon. It had ribbon on it, and so I always like the patina on this cardboard because, as you can see, it's all yellowed and kind of cool looking. And then my little alphabet stamps. So I'm gonna stamp that, and a little black ink pad. There we go. And I don't mind that the letters are not straight. I kind of like that. I don't know, I've always kind of liked that little imperfect look. So I'm just going to cut this out. And we'll just glue that right there. Just a little dollop of hot glue. There we go. And she's done, quick and easy. And if you have a card that you can use some of the words from, it's even quicker. But so she still needs a little bit of dry time for the spool, but there we go. So I hope this encourages you to dig through your craft supplies and come up with some cute little seasonal decor. This was really quick and easy, and I still have these little girls that I might be able to do something with. So thanks for watching.